Hello everyone, my name is Sapna Goel and my channel is Sapna Goel 1985. Through this video, we are going to study class 10th history lesson 3 of NCERT book, that is Nationalism in India. Friends, I've added 8 videos to cover this chapter and the last video is only on map work. My videos are very detailed, covering almost every part of the chapter and hence slightly long. So let's begin. So let's start with topic 1, that is the First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation. Dear children, there were lots of factors during and after the First World War that led to the growth of nationalism in India. And the first one is forceful recruitment in British Army. That means Indian soldiers were forcefully employed in British Army. They had to fight war outside India, which they did not want. Then the next reason is that because defense expenditure was increasing, the British government increased taxes and custom duties, as well as income tax was also introduced. Custom duties are duties on export and import. Then, due to shortage of many commodities, prices also increased, and during 1913 and 1918, they almost doubled. Then there were food shortages as well, and there was a crop failure in 1918, 1919, and between 1920 and 21, which further increased the prices. And then influenza epidemic, which is a disease, occurred, and famine, that means shortage of food, also occurred. And with all these factors, people of India got very angry as Britishers were not at all coming for their support. Next topic is the idea of Satyagraha. This idea was introduced by Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi spent 21 years of his life in South Africa and he returned back to India in 1915. South Africa was also a colony of Britishers and there racism was being practiced. People were specifically discriminated on the basis of their color. In South Africa, he successfully fought against those racist rulers with his new method of mass agitation, which he called Satyagraha. Now, what is Satyagraha? It means insistence on truth, यानी कि सत्य के लिए आग्रह करना, सत्य के लिए request करना. This idea was based on two principles, that is truth and non-violence. That means सच्चाई and अहिंसा. So गांधी जी ने emphasize किया कि जिस चीज के लिए आप लड़ रहे हैं, अगर वो चीज सही है और आपकी struggle injustice के against है, तो आपको physical force यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You just have to persuade or request or appeal to your oppressor, and then he would get influenced one day and he will listen to your demands and he will accept them. Gandhiji believed that if this dharma of non-violence is used, then all Indians can be united. Dear children, after coming back to India, Gandhiji organized various satyagraha movements in India as well. So his first movement was in Champaran in Bihar in 1916. Peasants in Bihar were forced to grow indigo or blue dye and they were not getting enough profit with that. So Gandhiji struggled against that oppressive plantation system. His next satyagraha was in Kheda in Gujarat in 1917. There, due to crop failure and plague epidemic, the peasants were not able to pay their revenue. So their demand was that revenue collection should be relaxed. So Gandhiji helped them, and his third movement was in Ahmedabad in Gujarat in 1917. There, the cotton mill workers were demanding a hike in their pay, and Gandhiji organized a satyagraha for them as well. Here is a map showing the three regions. Now, in 1919, Gandhiji decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against Rowlatt Act. With this act, the British government got power to repress political activities and to detain or keep political prisoners in jail for 2 years without trial. That means without presenting the prisoners before the judge. It was passed by Imperial Legislative Council, which means Imperial Legislative Council is that body which prepared laws for British India. This act was opposed by Indian members, but still it was passed. Gandhiji's non-violent Rowlatt Satyagraha started with a hartal on 6th of April. Rallies were organized at various cities, workers went on strike in industries, shops were closed down. The British government decided to suppress this nationwide satyagraha, so they picked up leaders from Amritsar and put them behind the bars. And on 10th of April, the police in Amritsar fired upon a peaceful procession. With this, people got very angry and they attacked the banks and post offices, railway stations, and British government then imposed martial law and General Dyer was given command. Now, what is martial law? Martial law, when it is in force, then the military gets control of normal civilian functions of the government. इसका मतलब क्या है? जब मार्शल लॉ फोर्स में होता है तब लोगों के ऊपर सरकार की बजाय मिलिट्री रूल करती है जब तक वो लॉ रहता है. And this law was imposed, General Dyer got the command. And with all this, on 13th of April 1919, the infamous Jallianwala Bagh massacre. And Jallianwala Bagh is a place in Amritsar in Punjab. Dear children, on 13th of April 1919, crowds started gathering in the enclosed ground of Jallianwala Bagh. Some people came to attend the annual Baisakhi fair. Some people came to protest. Villagers were not aware that the martial law had been imposed. They were not aware that public meetings were banned and more than 4 people could not gather at a place. General Dyer, he entered the Jallianwala Bagh with his military. He blocked the only exit and entry gates and he opened fire on the crowd and hundreds of people were killed in this. This is the image of Jallianwala Bagh Memorial in Amritsar. Dear children, massacre means killing of large number of people brutally. So what were the effects of Jallianwala Bagh massacre? People organized strikes, they had violent clashes with the police, they attacked government buildings, and the government did not sit quiet either. The government responded with brutal repression, seeking to humiliate and terrorize people. Satyagrahis were forced to rub their noses on the ground, crawl on the streets, and do salam to all sahids. People were beaten up and villages were bombed. Seeing violence spread, Gandhiji decided to call off the movement. This is the present day look of the well at Jallianwala Bagh in which people jumped out of panic. 120 dead bodies were recovered later on. Thank you so much everyone. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel.